Bible in a Year, the Message Version, March 24. Deuteronomy chapter 2, verse 1 through chapter 3, verse 29. Then we, Israel, turned around and went back into the wilderness, following the route into the Red Sea, as God had instructed me. We worked our way in and around the hills of Seir for a long, long time. Then God said, "You've been going around in circles in these hills long enough. Go north. Command the people. You're about to cut through the land belonging to your relatives, the people of Esau, who settled in Seir. They are terrified of you, but restrain yourself. Don't try and start a fight. I am not giving you so much as a square inch of their land. I've already given all the hill country of Seir to Esau. He owns it all. Pay them upfront for any food or water you get from them. God, your God, has blessed you in everything you have done. He has guarded you in your travels through the immense wilderness for 40 years now. God, your God, has been right here with you. You haven't lacked one thing." So we detoured around our brothers, the people of Esau, who live in Seir, avoiding the Arab road that comes up from Aleph and Ezon Gerber. Instead, we used the road through the wilderness of Moab. God told me, "And don't try and pick a fight with the Moabites. I am not giving you any of their land. I've given ownership of Ar to the people of Lot. The Emites, monsters, used to live there, mobs of hulking giants like Anklekites. Along with the Anklekites, they were lumped in with the Rephaites, ghosts. But in Moab, they were called Emites. Horatites also used to live in Seir, but the descendants of Esau took over and destroyed them, the same as Israel did in the land God gave them to possess. God said, "It's time now to cross the brook Zered." So we crossed the brook Zered. It took us 38 years to get from Kadesh Barnea to the brook Zered. That's how long it took for the entire generation of soldiers from the camp to die off, as God had sworn they would. God was relentless against them until the last one was gone from the camp. When the last of these soldiers had died, God said to me, "This is the day you cut across the territory of Moab at Ar. When you approach the people of Ammon, don't try and pick a fight with them, because I am not giving you any of the land of the people of Am for yourself. I've already given to the people of Lot. It is also considered to have once been the land of the Rephaites. Rephaites lived there long ago. The Ammonites called them Zamzuramites, barbarians, huge mobs of them, giants like Ankakites. God destroyed them, and the Ammonites moved in and took over. It was the same with the people of Esau who lived in Seir. God got rid of the Horites who lived there earlier, and they moved in and took over, as you can see. Regardless, the Avites who lived in villages as far as Gaze, the Kaphorites who came in from Kaphator, Crete, wiped them out and moved in. On your feet now. Get started. Cross the brook Arana. Look, here's Sihon, the Amorite king of Heshbon, and his land. I'm handing it over to you. It's all yours. Go ahead, take it. Go to war with him before the day is out. I'll make sure that all the people around here are thoroughly terrified. Rumors of you are going to spread like wildfire. They're total panic. From the wilderness of Kenemoth I sent messengers to Sihon, king of Heshbon. They carried a friendly message. Let me cross through your land on the highway. I'll stay right on the highway. I won't trespass, right or left. I'll pay you for any food or water we might need. Let me walk through. The people of Isu who lived in Seir and the Moabites who lived in Ar did this, helping me on my way until I can cross the Jordan and enter the land that God, our God, is giving us. But Sihon, king of Heshbon, wouldn't let us cross this land. God, your God, turned his spirit mean and his heart hard so he could hand him over to you, as you can see that he has done. Then God said to me, Look, I've got the ball rolling. Sihon and his land are soon yours. Go ahead, take it. It's practically yours. So Sihon and his entire army confronted us in battle at Jahaz. God handed him, his sons, and his entire army over to us, and we utterly crushed them. While we captured all his towns and totally destroyed them, a holy destruction, men, women, and children, no survivors. We took the livestock and the plunder from the towns we had captured and carried them off for ourselves. From Ariar on to the edge of the brook of Arnon and the town in Gorge, as far as Gilead. Not a single town proved too much for us. God, our God, gave every last one of them to us. The only land you didn't take, obeying God's command, was the land of the people of Ammon, the land along the Jabbok and around the cities in the hills. Then we turned north and took the road to Bashan. Og, king of Bashan, he and all his people, came out to meet us in battle at Edrei. God said to me, Don't be afraid of them. I'm turning him over to you, along with his whole army and his land. Treat him the way you treated Sihon, king of the Amorites, who ruled from Heshbon. So God, our God, also handed Og, king of Bashan, over to us, Og and all his people, and we utterly crushed them. Again, no survivors. At the same time, we took all his cities. There wasn't one of the 60 cities that we didn't take, the whole region of Argob, Og's kingdom, and Bashan. All these cities were fortress cities with high walls and barred gates. There were also numerous unwalled villages. We totally destroyed them, a holy destruction. It was the same treatment we gave to Sihon, king of Heshbon, a holy destruction of every city, man, woman, and child. But all the livestock and plunder from the cities we took for ourselves. Throughout the time, we took the land from under control of the 2 kings of the Amorites who ruled the country east of the Jordan, all the way from the brook Arnon to Mount Hermon. Suron is the name given Hermon by the Sidonians. The Amorites call it Sinar. We took all the towns of the platoon, everything in Gilead, everything in Bashan, as far as Selekah and Edrei, the border towns of Bashan, Og's kingdom. Og, king of Bashan, was the last remaining Rephaite. His bed, made of iron, was over 13 feet long and 6 wide. You still can see it on display in Rahab at the people of Ammon. Of the land we possessed at the time, I gave the Reubenites and the Gadites the territory north of Aroer, along the brook Arnon, and half of the hill country of Gilead, with its towns. I gave half the tribe of Manasseh, the rest of Gilead, and all of Bashan, Og's kingdom, all the regions of Og, which takes all of Bashan. This used to be known as the land of the Rephaites. Jair, a son of Manasseh, got the region of Argob to the borders to the Geshurites and Machathonites. He named the Bashan village after himself. Havoth, Jar's tent villages, they're still called that. I gave Gilead to Machar. I gave the Rebanites to Gadites, the land from Gilead down to the brook Arnon, whose middle was the boundary, and as far as the Jabbok River, the boundary line of the people of Ammon. The western boundary was the Jordan River in the Arabah all the way to the Kindreth, the Sea of Galilee, to the Sea of the Arabah, the Salt Sea of the Dead Sea, at the base of the slope of Mount Pisgah on the east. I commanded you at that time, God, your God, has given you this land to possess. Your men, fit and armed for the fight, are to cross the river in advance of their brothers, the people of Israel. Only your wives, children, and livestock, I know you have much livestock, may go ahead and settle down in the towns I have already given you, until God secures living space for your brothers, as he has for you, and taken possession of the country west of the Jordan that God, your God, is giving them. After that, each man may return to the land I've given you here. I commanded Joshua at the time. You've seen with your own two eyes everything God, your God, has done to these two kings. God is going to do the same thing to all the kingdoms over there across the river where you're headed. Don't be afraid of them. God, your God, he's fighting for you. At the same time, I begged God, God, my master, you let me in on the beginnings. You let me see your greatness. You let me see your might. What God in heaven or earth can do anything like what you've done? Please, let me also on the endings. Let me cross the river and see the good land over the Jordan, the lush hills, the Lebanon mountains. But God was still angry with me because of you. He wouldn't listen. He said, enough of that. Not another word from you on this. Climb to the top of Mount Pisgah and look around. Look west, north, south, east. Take in the land with your own eyes. Take a good look, because you're not going to cross this Jordan. Then command Joshua. Give him courage. Give him strength. Single-handed, he will lead this people across the river. Single-handed, he'll cause them to inherit the land at which you can only look. That's why we have stayed in this valley near Beth Peor. Luke chapter 6, verse 12 through verse 38. At about the same time, he, Jesus, climbed a mountain to pray. He was there all night in prayer before God. The next day, he summoned his disciples. From them, he selected 12 he designated as apostles: Simon, whom he named Peter, Andrew his brother, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James, son of Alphaeus, Simon, called the Zealot, Judas, son of James, Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. Coming down off the mountain with them, he stood on a plain surrounded by disciples, and was soon joined by a huge congregation from all over Judea, Jerusalem, even from the seaside towns of Tyre and Sidon. They had come both to hear him and to be cured of their diseases. Those disturbed by evil spirits were healed. Everyone was trying to touch him. So much energy surging from him. So many people healed. Then he spoke. You're blessed when you've lost it all. God's kingdom is there for the finding. You're blessed when you're ravenously hungry. Then you're ready for the messianic meal. You're blessed when the tears flow freely. Joy comes with the morning. Count yourself blessed every time someone cuts you down or throws you out, every time someone smears or blackens your name to discredit me. What it means is that the truth is too close for comfort and that person is uncomfortable. You can be glad when this happens. Skip like a lamb if you like. For even though they don't like it, I do. And all heaven applauds. And know that you are in good company. My preachers and witnesses have always been treated like this. But it's trouble ahead if you think you have it made. What you have is all you'll ever get. And it's trouble ahead if you're satisfied with yourself. Yourself will not satisfy you for long. And it's trouble ahead if you think life's all fun and games. There's suffering to be met, and you're going to meet it. There's trouble ahead when you live only for the approval of others, saying what flatters them, doing what indulges them. Popularity contests are not truth contests. Look how many scoundrel preachers were approved by your ancestors. Your task is to be true, not popular. To you who are ready for the truth, I say this: love your enemies. Let them bring out the best in you, not the worst. When someone gives you a hard time, respond with the supple moves of prayer for the person. If someone slaps you in the face, stand there and take it. If someone grabs your shirt, gift wrap your best coat and make a present of it. If someone takes unfair advantage of you, use the occasion to practice the servant life. No more payback. Live generously. Here's a simple rule of thumb for behavior. Ask yourself what you want people to do for you. Then grab the initiative and do it for them. If you only love the lovable, do you expect a pat on the back? Run-of-the-mill sinners do that. If you only help those who help you, do you expect a medal? Garden variety sinners do that. If only you give what you hope to get out of it, do you think that's charity? The stingiest of pawnbrokers do that. I tell you, love your enemies, help and give without expecting in return. You'll never, I promise, regret it. Live out these God-created identities the way our Father lives towards us. Generously and graciously, even when we're out at our worst. Our Father is kind. You be kind. Don't pick on people. Jump on their failures, criticize their faults, unless, of course, you want the same treatment. Don't condemn those who are down. That hardness can boomerang. Be easy on people. You'll find life a lot easier. Give away your life and you'll find life given back. But not merely given back with bonus and blessing. Giving, not getting, is the way. Generosity begets generosity. Psalm chapter 67, verse 1 through verse 7. God, mark us with grace and blessing smile. The whole country will see how you work. All the godless nations see how you save, God. Let people thank and enjoy you. Let all people thank and enjoy you. Let all far-flung people become happy and shout their happiness because you judge them fair and square. You tend the far-flung peoples, God. Let people thank and enjoy you. Let all people thank and enjoy you. Earth, display your exuberance. You mark us with blessings, O God, our God. You mark us with blessing, O God. Earth's four corners honor him. Proverbs chapter 11, verse 27. The one who seeks good finds delight. The student of evil becomes evil. This was the reading for March 24.